What's up, guys? This is going to be a part 2 to my, excuse me, immediately I had to sneeze, but it went away. My CVS debacle story. Time was of the essence today, so I'm going to try to get this done as fast as possible. Basically, I don't think I have it in me to explain every part of the context again that I talked about in the first part, because I really was trying to set the scene for this. So if you want to go watch that video, that would probably be a good precursor or a prelude. That would be a good video to watch before this one, because today I'm basically talking about everything that came at you. Okay, you understand the concept of a sequel to a video. I think where I left off that video is I was responding to this woman's accusation of me that I had cut the line. Now, what I said to her at first was basically like, I'm sorry, no one was at the kiosk, so I didn't realize there was a line. So I'm sorry. And she starts with this whole spiel of, in the tone she was talking in was so condescending. The tone she was talking in was the tone of like a elementary school teacher who is reprimanding a student, but one of the really condescending ones. And she basically told me, you should have paid more attention. She said that. And then she said, patience is a virtue. Like, word for word, that's what she said. And in my head, I was like, oh my God, give me a fucking break. And she was like, well, older people need more time to move. We really had a lot of reasons for being a slow fuck. And I say she was a slow fuck because it's not like she was moving towards the kiosk when I got there. She was standing completely still. She was not moving towards it. So I don't think that I was in the wrong at all. But whatever. So she finishes her monologue, and then she goes, okay, are you going to move out of the way now and let me in front of you? Go to the back of the line. And normally, in any other context, I'm a very non-confrontational person, and I don't like to start, not even non-confrontational, I just try to avoid conflicts. I'm not someone that likes to start conflicts. I'm not someone that likes to be engaged in conflicts or drama or anything like that, because it's too much more trouble than it's worth, especially when it's some stranger at a CVS. So I don't know. I don't know what possessed me. I think it almost was like a movie flashback where I just thought about the weed smog and the hordes of middle schoolers and the 30 minutes I'd already walked to get there. And something in me was just like, I can't go to the back of the line, because I know that in this already 2 hour outing is going to be 4 hours if I'm lucky. So I just looked at her, and I'm getting a little scared at this point, because I know that I'm about to stand up for myself, but I also know that I'm scared too. So I just looked at her and I go, no. And I said no in that tone because I was scared, but I think it came off more as like no, like threatening, but I would just said it like that because I didn't know what the hell I was doing. The second I said that, I can see on her face that is exactly what she wanted me to say. Like, I've fallen into her trap, because her entire demeanor changes, and she's like she lights up. And I should have known that this woman was looking for conflict. I should have known that I should have just whatever. There's a lot I could have done differently in this situation. This is when I want to preface this by saying my mistake during this whole situation was that I kept saying things without thinking about the consequences at all. So if there's anything I've taken away from this, it is Don't just say shit to get yourself out of a situation without thinking about, maybe that you're digging yourself into a grave when you say certain things. So just I'm sorry, just thinking, it's so stupid. I before she can get a word in, I go, I'm sorry. I've been having a really hard time lately. My mother is dying of heart cancer, and I'm picking up medication for her. I am also paying for her chemo. I said all of this. Like I'd rehearsed it, but it was just off the. I mean, honestly, it was kind of impressive for just thinking of it, for improvising. Improvisationally, it was extremely impressive. But in the situation, it was probably the worst thing I could have said. Do you know what this woman does in response to all that? I'm thinking, okay, we're probably gonna hug. It's gonna be this heartfelt, Disney movie moment, and then I'm gonna get to the front of the line where I fucking belong. Or at the very least, what, like, something good will come of this, whatever. No, she looks at me and she fucking laughs in my face. Like the cackle of a witch is what I describe her laugh as. Not what I was expecting. And she says, between witch-like, Snickers, not the candy bar. This is not sponsored by Snickers, but the laugh. She says, and I'm paraphrasing, I don't know, this is not exactly how she worded it, but she basically said, do you think you're the first person to ever have something bad happen to you? And then she said, this is word for word what she said. She said, my mother has been dead for 13 years, and you don't see me cutting lines because of it. And I honestly did not know what to say to that. I didn't realize that there was a competition going on for whose mother has suffered the most and whose mother is the most dead. That's not what I expected coming into this pharmacy today. All I do is I just stare at her like this, like a cartoon, because, like I said, my mother is dying of heart cancer, a thing that I don't even know if it exists, but in this situation, it existed. And you're laughing at me like a witch. What am I supposed to do? No one prepares you for this situation. And in my head, it's just like, well, now it's not like this is a lie I can back out of. It's not like I can be like, oh, I'm sorry to hear that. My mom's actually fucking fine. And I don't even think heart cancer is real. Or if it is, it's very rare. Because I've heard of a lot, brain cancer, lung cancer, prostate cancer, heart cancer, never heard of it. But I'm in it now, And when you're in that situation, you're not thinking about the consequence of what you're saying. You're just trying to double down on what you've already said to save face, basically. And I just said it, my mother is dying. That's like it's the only thing I could think to say in that situation. My mother is dying. I said it again. She does not say anything. She just pushes past me to get to the kiosk. I step in front of it. And then I realized, which I had not realized until this point, but I realized that everyone in this crowd of people is staring at us, including the people at the pharmacy, which should have been obvious. But when you're in that kind of conflict, you don't realize it in the time that everyone's paying attention. Excuse me. So I step in front of the kiosk, kind of dramatically. I was like, but then I hear a voice from behind the counter, another woman, and she goes, can I help you? Is everything all right? Again, as we've discussed, I have not been doing a lot of critical thinking before I'm speaking. What I should have said was, I'm sorry, ma'am, everything's fine. There was a little bit of a misunderstanding. You know, and just calmly explain the situation. But it was like my brain had frozen and there was only one phrase I could even say anymore. And it was, my mother is dying. And I looked at the pharmacist, and I said, my mother's dying. I repeated myself. And then I said, and this woman, and I gestured at the old woman, is laughing at me. I was hoping everyone would forget about the heart cancer thing at this point, because I was like, if this pharmacist reveals, that they don't stock, heart cancer medication at the CVS pharmacy, then my, lie is going to crumble like a house of cards, basically. So I just didn't even say that part. Thankfully, she did not bring it up. But I also expected her to be like, oh my God, how dare you laugh at this poor boy's mother. But she didn't do anything. She was just like, oh, okay. Like, it was like nothing just fazed her at all. Looking back, she is a pharmacist that works in the most deranged CVS in probably all of Brooklyn. So I'm sure she's pretty jaded from that job, and not much probably surprises her. She probably sees the worst of all, human interactions between customers on a daily basis. So I'm sure this is nothing new for her. But in the moment, I was like, oh, this will really get her. So the old woman was like, and this, well, I'm not going to try to do her voice, but she was like, this young man just cut in front of me and blah, 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 and nah. So disrespectful. Can you believe the nerve of some people? And she was just going on and on. And again, the pharmacy worker had no fucking reaction, because she probably thought the same thing that I did, that this is a senile, old bat. Sorry if that's offensive, I don't know. But so I'm kind of coming from being scared and just saying anything to defend myself to actually being angry, because this woman has basically spat on the potential grave of my mother. I mean, heart cancer is a terrible way to die, and, just because your mom is also dead, also, you're like 55. You're basically in the grave yourself. Of course your mom is dead. I would expect no less. No offense. But if we're being disrespectful about other people's mothers, so I'm pissed off now. I'm gonna leave it there for today, because like I said in the last video, my phone storage has just been fucking kicking my ass lately, and I don't trust that it's already been going for this long. So I'll see you guys in the next installment. Hopefully the last installment. I think I can probably do it in one part. Okay, bye-bye.